YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video today. We are starting a new series. I will explain that here in a second. If you are new here or if you just haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and go show support to the other series here on the channel. It is greatly appreciated. Now, new series. We have finished new series. I went and I put conferences by the geographical positioning of each college and put them in the same conference as each other. And then I went ahead and I found the lowest overall on average conference, and I took the worst team in that conference to take over. And as you can see, we are going to be the Akron Zips, and the last time that they got over 4 wins was in 2017. And as you can see, they have been not good. 4-8 in 2018. That's the most wins they've had since. 0 wins in 2019. They went 1-5 in 2020 during the COVID year. Then you have 2-10, 2-10, 2-10. So we're going to go ahead and take over the Akron Zips. And, it's just one of those things where I don't really know what the goal is for this specific series. I just found it was cool and have like an idea of what this might look like if we threw out conferences and redid it just simply by the geographical positioning. So travel isn't an issue, money's not an issue, just wherever you are in the United States is where you play your conference opponents. So without further ado, we will hop in and I will show you the conferences and talk about all those other things as well. All right. So we are here in the conferences, and we're just going to run through them really quickly. So as you can see, in the top half of the ACC, we have Georgia, NC State, then Clemson, and then the bottom feeder, Kennesaw State. They are going to struggle. As you can see, we took a lot of Georgia teams and Carolina teams, put them together, and just because majority of them played in the ACC, and it's kind of the coastal area, we decided to keep them in the ACC. They were the middle of the road for the overall average. Obviously, Georgia holds them up, but then you have the Kennesaw States and the Georgia States and the Georgia Southerns. So it kind of drug it down just a little bit. The American should be dominated by Penn State. This was the second lowest, and it was by 0.1 overall to what you're going to end up seeing, the MAC in which we are in as Akron. So Penn State should absolutely dominate this for the very, very foreseeable future. It's not very good. They're an 86 overall. They're always a contender, and they're always going to win this division. Conference, not division. Big 12, all Texas. It was just a full Texas conference. Obviously headlined by Texas and Texas A&M. And then a sneaky good Texas State team. I mean, they're 80 overall, so they should be okay. And then, these two are decent as well. So it should be a good one, to be honest. But obviously, Texas and Texas A&M should dominate it. But there's only 2 teams below 80 in there, so some crazy things could happen. Now, the highest overall comes to you from the Big Ten, you have Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, Missouri, Iowa, Kansas State, Wisconsin, Kansas, Minnesota. I only threw Minnesota in there because I'm a Minnesota fan. But there's some really solid talent. And if you just look at the overalls again, like just scrolling, they're all pretty similar. There's a couple that are pretty low, like the Northern Illinois and the Tulsa. But other than that, I mean, this is going to be grueling. An absolute grueling conference is in the Big Ten, which, I mean, it kind of stayed the same. Big Ten's one of the top ones in the nation now, and it stayed the same in the realignment. Conference USA, this was like the southeast area, so it was kind of like the Conference USA area in the map, but it is headlined by Ole Miss and LSU, as well as other Louisiana and Arkansas and Mississippi teams. No independents, obviously. We put everybody in a conference. The MAC, which we are in, we got to deal with Michigan. We got to deal with Ohio State. We got to deal with Notre Dame. And obviously Michigan State, not as of late, but, I mean, they're solid. And then outside of those top teams, we just have a bunch of actual MAC schools trying to contend with the Big Ten. So this is going to be grueling. It's going to be a tough sledding, especially in conference play here in the MAC. And then the Mountain West, really headed by some mediocrity, to be honest. I mean, they had some decent overalls, but they were the lowest. They're the third lowest, and you can kind of see why. You have Boise at an 82. You have Arizona at an 82. Utah bumped it up at an 85. Arizona's at an 81. And BYU's rated okay. Colorado's rated okay. So not a great conference, but it's there. Pac-12 kind of coming back in relevance. You have in number 4 Oregon, who dominated the Big Ten this year. You have a ranked USC team to start the year. So essentially this is back to what it was, except for you have a couple more California teams in here, and then you add Hawaii just because it's just the geographically it made the most sense. The SEC, you see Florida State, Alabama, Miami, University of Florida. So it was all Florida and Alabama schools for the most part that made up the SEC. They're one of the best too. They're right behind the Big Ten and the Big 12 as far as ratings go. So so the SEC should be okay and fun to watch as well. And then finally we have the Sun Belt. I would guess Tennessee kind of dominates this one. Maybe you get like a Indiana run like they had this year. Maybe West Virginia bounces back. Louisville's rated really well, and so is Liberty. So it might be a fun one to keep tabs on. So those are the conferences. We're going to go ahead and show you the team really quick, and then we will start the journey. At QB, we have a field general, 76 overall. Probably not going to use him, to be honest with you. I'll probably go to Taj Bullock. I don't do well with just sitting in the pocket. So we'll see what happens. But 76 and a 75 overall, nothing like crazy. Halfbacks, not very fast, even as elusive backs. So not a great look there either. Receiver-wise, we got a little bit of speed. So not too worried about that there. Tight ends, we're young, and we got some solid overalls, so we should be okay at the tight end spot. Our O-line, Yeah, our O-line is pretty tough. Tackles are in a decent spot for the future. Two freshmen that are decently overrated or decently overall rated. Senior left end, 77 overall. We have an 83 right end who is also a senior. Then we have two senior D tackles who don't look great. This redshirt freshman looks really good. 91 strength is pretty good for him. So maybe he'll get some run. Our outside linebacker is brutal. Our middle linebackers are slow. Oh no. Corners are somewhat fast though, so we should be okay. Except for when we play like the Ohio State and the Michigans. Free safety is one of our best players on our whole entire team. And then you see down here we have a junior redshirt that 92 speed. Yeah, he's probably going to be playing over the 83 speed guy. One overall difference is not going to do much. Kick power 91 for our kicker, kick power 91 for our punter. So we got two powerful punters and kickers, which is what I'm looking for in my kickers. So as you can see, 73 overall, 73 offense, 74 defense, nothing to write home about at all. So as you can see in our schedule, we have 0 non-conference games because we play everybody. There's 13. Sorry, I apologize. We don't play one team per year. So there's 14 teams in the conference, and we're required to play 12 conference games. So all of our games are going to be conference. The reason that I did that really was just to keep it pretty consistent from year to year, what the schedule would look like, who we were playing, and that different types of stuff. So that's kind of why I did it that way. If it becomes redundant or we get really stagnant with who's like winning the conferences and different things, maybe we'll drop it to 10 and let two non-conference games happen and different things like that as well. But as of right now, that's kind of where we're at. So we're going to in this, we're probably going to just play the moments, and then like as we get into the series a little bit more, we're probably going to play more of the moments, just because right now we don't have any of our recruits, right? So if we're trying to build a program, we have a bunch of other guys as recruits in here that have not been successful. So in order to be successful, we need to get our own recruits in here. There's no recruiting restrictions or anything like that for this series. So, yeah, I'm super excited to do this. It was a lot of work to get this all sorted out and making sure that everything was up to my standard, really, to where we were going, trying to make the most sense, trying to keep rivalries within the conferences as well. The Michigan, the Ohio State, Michigan State, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, North Carolina, the Dukes, the NC States, and then you get Florida State. The only one that didn't make the cut was Florida, Georgia, and I know that's a really big one. And then I don't think Tennessee, Georgia's in there either, if I can recall. So some of them missed it, but some of the big ones that we wanted to keep in there, we kept in there. So without further ado, I'm going to set up the recruiting board, and then we'll start getting through the season. I went and I set up my recruiting board. As I was doing that, I was like, you know what? I should probably go figure out what we need the most, right? And so then I went and I checked the development trait of everybody on the team. We have 0 elites, 0 stars, 19 impacts, and 66 normal development players. This process is going to be excruciating. We don't have a lot of recruiting hours. We don't have a lot of recruiting points to try to really overhaul this. We're really going to be focused on getting I don't know if I want to focus on getting high-end talent at certain positions and then cycling through that, or if I need to just start with like 2-star gems and 3-star gems and just build the program that way. I really don't know. On that point, I will show you quick. We have 8 5-stars that were open to us. We didn't scout any of them. I just said, here we go. They're 5 stars. They're going to allow us to offer them a scholarship. So we'll go ahead and offer them a scholarship. The chances that they're going to be very interested in Akron is probably very low, but we are going to waste, and yes, I say waste, not use, more than likely waste hours in the first couple weeks to see if we can get in the top 8 and see if we can make something happen. Outside of that, we did find a few Gem 4 stars that we also did offer scholarships, a right guard, a right tackle, another right tackle. We got a D tackle. His strength was really stood out to me as 91 strength and 85 tackle. So I felt pretty strongly about him getting a scholarship. We also got this left outside linebacker. He has 86 speed, 80 tackle, 91 excel. So he looked pretty good as well. And then right end power rusher. He has 83 power moves with 82 speed. So again, he looks really good. And he has 80 tackle and 87 strength. So these are some things. I think he's going to be really good. Matt Allen is a wide receiver. He is a bust, so he probably has normal dev. But he has 93 speed, 96 accel, and 95 agility. So, and he has 3 physical abilities, so I just decided to go with him for right now. 93 speed immediately makes our wide receiver room viable. Because we have some 90s and some 91s. But he comes in at 6'3", and he makes it pretty viable. Last guy we offered a scholarship is right end power rusher. He has 81 power moves, 81 speed, 88 strength. So kind of like Alex Hook, but Alex Hook is a little bit better. But we need depth at both positions, so that's what we're going to go with. We also did Colt Hui. He has 88 tackle, 89 speed, 90 excel. Right now, our fastest linebacker is like a 77. So we need to get him some points next week, offer him a scholarship. We just didn't have it. And then Cedric Gay, we're going to also see if we can get a gem out of him and then move on from there. All right, a little update here on recruiting. So we went through week 0. We are currently in week 1. So what I did was all the 5 stars, I put 30 hours on. I originally started with the 50. However, to try to get as many people up on our board, we just did 30. We did 25 and 5, which gives you the same amount of the influence as the 50 did. Is that fully true? I'm unsure. But as you can see, we lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. Okay? Now, I wasn't going in there thinking that I was going to get them all. However, we also lost a 4-star gem, a 4-star gem, a 4-star gem, a 4-star, a 4-star, a 4-star, a 4-star, a 4-star. So, pretty tough start. So what I'm going to do is I'm really going to focus the guys that didn't close us out to start. That way we can show them that we are grateful that we're not locked out yet. As you can see, they are just atrocious. So when it gets to the top 5, as you can see, when we get to the top 5 stuff, it's going to be Heartbreak City, I think, on a lot. We're going to hop in here. We are on the road against a rival in a trophy game, so that's really why I decided to hop in here. They're going for it on 4th down. We're going to get an interception deep in their territory. Just because of how deep it was, we're going to take it out. And it is 37-19, so we are in control, but we need to make sure we run down the clock.
It's fourth down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the...
We're really going to rely on the run game here. They are just giving us the middle of the field, which is interesting. If you've looked down by our score, we are 0-1. We lost to Ohio last week in a close one. We ended up losing by 7. We had 2 chances late to score, but our running back fumbled. And then we turned over on downs. We dropped one on 4th and like 3 or something like that. I'm not going to show you every game, especially early in this rebuild. So mostly what you're going to see are these rivalry games early, especially year 1. We're going to kind of fly through year 1 just because they're not my players. And we have already shown you that it's just really, really bad. So we're obviously going to try to win games, but you probably won't see a whole lot of it. Just to get all the bad stuff out of the way, realistically. As we're at 3rd and 5, we're going to try to go screen pass to pick up the first down, which we do. That's going to get us into the 2-minute timeout.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away.
We'll see if they're going to use their timeouts. Well, we're going to get a holding call. So this isn't going to matter, unfortunately. So I guess we won't see if they're going to use their timeouts or not. We're going to have to run another play. And it doesn't look like they're going to, so we're going to just keep it on the ground. We got 2 clock on, so it should go pretty quickly. I would just kneel it, but the game doesn't register that they won't take their timeouts, so I might as well get some more yards for our running backs. Get just a better feel for them, get better feel for the team here early on. So we're going to go back to this jet pass and see if we can recreate what we did before, minus the penalty. We could get to the outside, but that's all right. That's going to be the first down, and that's going to be the game. We are going to go home with the trophy. It was some, like, win maker type thing, so that's our first rivalry win, which is big because that helps on our coaching tree. So it's really it's a really good start, actually, even though we should be 2-0 in my feeling. But it is what it is. The wagon wheel is what it was, not a win. So there's that. Quarterback played pretty well, just under 303 touchdowns, but all right, we are here in week 7, I believe. We're on the road at Michigan State. We're right in this game, so that's why I hopped in. We are going to hand it off. We're going to get a bunch of yards there. We are going to make this the last drive of the game if possible. Play action here. We're going to false start. That works too, I suppose. They had everybody up.
I think the defense maybe time to start committing more guys to stopping that run, not worrying about the pass as much. To throw, it's Fenwick. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. He makes the
We're only going to pick up about 6, but that's okay. We're getting it back to manageable things that we can handle. That's going to get us to the 2-minute timeout. We're doing exactly what we want to do. We just got to make sure that we execute here. We're going to step up. I'm going to slide for the first. They cleared this middle, so we're going to go ahead and try to run it on them. And we're going to bust a big one. That is huge. We're going to turn shoe clock off now, though. Oops.
And another nice game by the offense. Defense. We got to change something up here. They're putting a big drive together, play, having a lot of success.
Going to throw it to our running back. We're going to go no huddle here. Going to go back to the ground. Again, they just negate everything up the middle. This time their D tackle makes a good play, though. We're looking new well here on this corner route. We're not going to get it. We're just going to dump it off to our running back, who's not going to pull it in. We're going to have to go for the tie and the field goal, and hopefully our defense can keep them from getting any points. I should have probably kept that one on the ground if that was really the ultimate goal. All right, can our defense make a play here? Can we get a turnover on the Spartans? No way. They're going to overturn that, right? They're going to overturn it. They're going to overturn it. They're not going to overturn it. I cannot believe that just happened. Michigan State just gave us the game on the road.
Touch passes, it's so hard because there's always action off that, right? If I fake this pass and run up the gutter, I can throw it and just spread me out.
We're just gonna. They're not using their timeouts, which I think is kind of wild. We are going to. We're gonna run a couple plays to try to get it a little bit closer. Maybe just one play. Okay, I'm gonna call another play now. Just keep it right in the middle, and then I'm gonna call the timeout. And then we're gonna knock this thing right down the middle, and it's gonna be a huge road victory for the Zips. Right down the middle. We shocked the Spartan fans. They were like 13 overalls better than us rated, and we go into their place and get the win. All right, we're hopping in overtime in a game against Miami University of Ohio. Reason why we are jumping in on this game is it's a huge recruitment game. And the fact that it's going to overtime is just not ideal, but we need to find a way to win. And that's just kind of the way that it is. We're going to get down to the 1 yard line. As you can tell, defense has been pretty non-existent in the game from both sides. So hopefully our defense can make a play here late.
To the receiver. They'll line up for a second down play. Unlock.
don't think I've ever seen them run a play like that in this position. Typically, it's just 4 verts the entire time, not the tight end shake route. And there it is again. There's the 4 verts. It's the look that I was waiting for. They're going to get in the end zone. I don't know how we don't get home. I don't know how he caught that, but he did.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing
All right.
to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field, too. But don't
Is that a first down? What?
Third and 5. That is when you start getting those long yard
Interesting.
situations.
All right. Defense has got to step up. Somebody's got to make a play.
They're going to run it.
It's a decent start.
Inside the red zone, he picked up 3 to the 11. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring.
We're going to press now just because of the place on the field, and they're going to run a read option. All right. Got to stop him here.
Showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D.
They're going to be short. All right, we just got to score a touchdown and find a way for a 2-point conversion, and then we end up winning this marathon of a game.
Now on first down, they need to answer with a touchdown. They'll crank up this drive with the pass.
Go underneath. 15 catches for 210 yards. That's insane. Got 5 yards there on the first down run. We're going to step up. And he's going to find his way into the end zone. Touchdown. All right. Now, what's our go-to play for this 2-point conversion? Do you think it works? I think it gets stopped here. It doesn't. Touch. 2-point zips. That's a win. We'll see if that gets our recruits. And there it is. Alex Cardoza, 5-star QB. And Ahmad Sinet, a 3-star middle linebacker as well, commits after that big-time win in overtime. Oh, what? I cannot believe that we are getting 5 stars here already at Akron. We got to week 11. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, this is going to go pretty quickly, the first season, just because we're trying to fly through to get some recruits in. And so the next episode will be the finishing of this season and then the off-season episode as well. So without further ado, I appreciate you taking the time. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. If you want to know when the next video drops on the channel, hit that bell. As always, I hope you have a good day. I hope you had a great day. Spread the word. Peace.